Phew! It's tight. What's this? Low initiative. Oh, that's crazy. Fund of nature. Local mine needs your help to solve a goblin problem. I could do that, but I want to see if I can do Tales of the Champion. So locked that one. But I can do these, and I guess I can get new champions. It just that it says that it's like a one-shot. Is that if that's the case, then it's literally me going, I can do these, but like I can get so many of these actually done. It has a certain, so it's a different thing. Obviously, you know, becoming I don't know what they are, but like it's a super cool thing of an idea to get. I want to be the guy who's like, I mean, if I focus on all the champions I have right now, I can do that. I like how Hank is like one of the old school Gary Gygax level. I do navigation, do stuff, but I'm going over here to another one to like the Grand Tour. So because not never went to. You can do some more of these. A complete level 100, so it's like just get that going. If I unlock this, I can see where I can go in the campaign. I'm just gonna do this and walk away for a second. Do. That's fast. Hold the fines up, so it's like too much. Okay, dokie, I'm back. Well, I can run it this time. Why not, man? I should stop that characters. The more champions I get fast enough, the faster this just keeps happening. I can just keep power through with the blessing power thing. All that stuff happened. I was talking from the back of my throat. It's like I'm trying to talk through my nasals. Well, you know, I can let Jalaxel, Calliope, and Cole, get their levels going. Power through with the buffs, get the total paper. I'm going to level 100. That gold find is magical. I can't even lie about it. When they start doing this in idle mode, it's not going to be a big deal at all. So it's kind of one of those things that just takes a moment. Got a new chest right here, so let's just open it up. Let's flip all the colors pretty fast. I like doing it one at a time. It's kind of more of a magical thing, like real life. Flipping the goods, chip decks. I'm level 1. I like how the course is doing the same thing this entire time with it. You're at level 27. It's a lot of stuff. They're at level 3. Now I can get Cole going. Let's drop Axel. I want to drop that. It'll take a moment. It's 90 million. It's 1.6. But that's already a million. Nothing for probably about 20 levels is probably going to be an issue. But then again, they're kind of low level now. I've already leveled them up in under a second. Once this gets going, it's just like, yeah. See, I don't do that. I just start to breathe. It's like a hot gas through my nose and mouth. I'm not saying that's not unnatural. I'm just saying I'm just not used to that feeling in my body. Hey, I'm gonna try to do it again. It's like breathing through the teeth in the nose. I can't do that. Can't do that. I love how whenever you say THAT, sometimes it feels like it sounds like you're saying DAD. Just like saying DEAD. Absolutely why. Hell. So I'm just going to point out that if anybody's ever actually seen D&D been played before, watching the idle champion version of it, and it turns into how the characters are actually manifesting points to do the activity that allows them to really just rock around the clock, and all commentary of what, the video game is really doing. Now, it might be better just to level up the rest, but it'll be a few levels before I get low. I don't know if they'll all power through here. I mean, it's like, yeah, we'll just level them up. But if you ever played D&D, then TV and computers being frequent, this is a pretty easy thing for people who had nothing to do, who were friends at a school back in the day, to just get along and do stuff with. Also, it's popular with the weed, the weed crowd. But it's mainly it's a game. It's not for kids really. It's for adults. Uh, I, I like it, and I just toured it, and I'm just going. I've seen it in my head in like 2 seconds, seeing how some of this video game plays out. It's the champions looking at the actual campaign and the book, and planning out their entire thing, and then just rolling dice, and they're estimating the time, so they're not actually doing the actual, video game, but they're just doing these stats to see if they can do it, which is totally fair and understandable. But getting the stuff to do it's different. I mean, you have to view your. It's super fun to do D&D. Where's my coffee? Oh, didn't really help any. It's weird. These leggings. I'm sure it sounds like almost like a dialogue that they're trying to make an outfit. I'm pretty sure that Calliope lady took that thing inside of a car, like that wind vein, and used that or something. The rubber hose. Those fall off all the time with the older models nowadays. I think they're different. But doing sociological constructs psychology with D&D is like one of the perfect examples of like an actual thing that's happening, like with people. I mean, we just take all the characters that I have right here, and then just roll them with their alignment choice on how they're playing, to be able to see how they're acting. And not to mention that, but their class, and the reasons why they picked their class. Like, I'm just going to point it out right now. Naila, the female human paladin, she's all tank and all vital. Hilo. The wolf, I mean, I don't know what to say, really. They're Jolaxel. I feel like he's actually like a character from a book series, not actually like... unless you like won a campaign somehow. Same thing with Calliope, but either way, it's fun to do it. Like when you start making the comparisons to what they'll do in a real life setting, position of their D&D. Like, Kroll isn't lawful evil. And he goes with Orcan, so it's like evil. It's just fun to point out evil. It's that whole like warlock thing, and I think there's some classes you can't be until a certain level, but then you have to give up a character sheet to do it. And they just take level 2 level. Me, it's the psychology thing. There's not much to go on about. It's just you talk to yourself and you go. I can just like say that some of this is just like the equivalency of saying you should just take a Myers-Briggs typology indicator test. What? I mean, it's fun to do it from the ground up here. Like, I mean, there was like 16, 12 people. Like, it's 10 on the ground right there and 2 extra. It's 12. There's 16. Chances are almost everybody in that group is going to set into one of those personality types. That just leaves 4 outliers. It's like the INFJ, I'm almost positive. The INTJ, and maybe not the INTJ, just because of the demographic. The ENFJ? The ESFJ? Just because of the demographic, like, I mean, I feel like I would just, like, I feel like I'd be playing as Crow. Like, well, if I do good, I get more bonus points because my teammates are good. But if I'm being evil, I can just straight up be the evil character. And why is it lawful? Oh, because, like, it's just how your character interacts with the world. Why is it evil? When I argue it, I took a test online, and I just came back neutral. And I know for a fact, if I started doing some of this, it's like, I was getting into the character spirit of being evil. This is pretty bad. But it's like, yeah, well, if we take this and these things, but now I'm playing as this because this is what I want to do. So it's like, in real life, you can't like cut the moment to where it's like, I want you to take this test while simultaneously you decide what kind of character you want to play for me to go. Now you've taken the test, I want to see what type of character you can play. Unless you can pull a computer up and just be like, okay, so you guys can't see each other, you're the same person, right? Yeah? Yeah, okay, so if you're doing this. Knowing the stuff, but not having the dialogue on the actual activity, the actual issue, the actual discussion. I mean, when it's argued, I guess you could just say like the cognitive stack of Miles to big typology, and how it's equivocal to like a kid version of a MMPI, a Minnesota multiphasic personality inventory, for like where you would stand in a DSM, like the thing like psychiatrists, maybe pharmacists, and like people in like government views to like discuss what it's more the fact he's just big right there. He's lawful evil. He's doing something that's evil, but he's doing it lawful, meaning somehow either able to do it in a law sense, or he's somehow tying together the actual evil of Orphan, which is a neutral evil, which is also something I got from time. But when you're looking at it, like you can just argue why they all wanted to do something without arguing anything about a personality. It's a lesson, but we don't want it to argue. It's a fighter who does the immediate damage in the beginning of the game. It gives you the coins to upgrade. It gives you Celeste for a later battle. For her to be able to heal, which is the equivalency of getting hit with, yeah, I really did need that, whatever for this that I'm doing. I didn't, my bad. Take that off. Level up everybody else. I just saw the, DnD is like one of those things where it's like, I mean, you have to do like a lot of point stuff, but the formations of the characters, like, you have to line them up correctly to maximize their potential, which is interesting when you argue at just people in a social setting. Like, how are they going to do stuff? Like, I just think about how, like, I can watch, a rowdy rabble of people get together for a game of Monopoly and instead of playing a game and kind of mild brain dead, like I'm just talking. To be able to go, you guys are doing this in a goal-oriented sense with numbers and actually a framework to your actual behavior, kind of a goal to yourself from your character to do an actual activity. Does the damage, gets the coin, does the healing everybody. Tanks all the damage, knowing that he's a fighter, knowing that he has a buff capability to do it to all of the teammates in the thing, to give them a better chance for them to at some point get the other characters, which will do something which, I mean, he has his specialty in a little bit, to where he can, be buffed by the people who are neutral or who are good. Wildly, it's neutral or good. I don't know if that's right. Like, I mean, it's argued, right? It's like, I mean, it's the equivalency of going, well, it's neutral or good. Well, that's that one. It's the Master of Disguise one. For each good or neutral champion next to them. Like, I mean, he's neutral. Good. Your class itself dictates your actual alignment on what you're gonna do. Like if you had to get rid of Celeste for a later type of character, yeah. There's a lot of dialogue going on with this goblin. So, what about that? Well, it's just interesting. Feeling extremely brain dead and amazed. Yeah. But yeah, you'd watch a bunch of people who have no idea what they're doing, just go, this is what it says to do to get this thing, and I want to do this. Now, we can all just see that you guys all want to be like a bard. Because you saw it on Facebook. Seduce the dragon. I fucking, yeah. So, like, but if you're all bards, you can't do the actual activity. You need you need a tank. You need a healer. You need actually, I think it's like 2 tanks to a healer. And Cole, he's a cleric, but he's lawful evil. Now, I think his actual species separates from Celeste being a human on the actual spell capability, or racial buff. And I think that's just his constitution, because he's a giant total. So he has 232 HP, which is massive in comparison to Celeste. So, and his outgoing abilities have nothing to do with healing. It has everything to do with I'm destroying everybody with DPS. So, I like it just because it actually matches the Orkin build, which is the ability to see that he gets that 25 plus in a later late game, which is knowing that it's going to go to like the 200 on the champions. Yeah. But I need all the gold to find in the world to get it. That means I'm going to have to play in like 500 levels. But him being a total cleric separates him from Celeste just off the racial buff. The 20 strength, 14 dex, 15 constitution, the 12 intelligence, the 20 wisdom, the 12 charisma, and his pluses, being the strength plus 5, his dexterity plus 2, his constitution plus 2, his intelligence plus 1, his wisdom plus 5, and his charisma plus 1. On 93 total. It's fantastic. He was an event character, so I just grabbed him. There's like 50 levels to grab the character to use him. I can't even make it up. If, something happens, I can use him as a solid tank throughout the entirety of the entire video game. My heal is in the fall back, knowing that's why I usually keep putting the board. But everybody's getting the actual perk from the healing right there in those 2 columns. It makes sense to put Calliope, the tiefling board, the back where Celeste is. Oh, and I keep Celeste while I keep Crow, which is in the middle. Just watching people in my head just go, well, if we all do this, we cannot do this activity of doing the campaign to begin with. I don't want to do the campaign because I can't do the thing I want. And we can't play the video game even if we all decide to play the video game or sit down and do D&D. So it's the equivalency of me going, I went to a D&D tournament to play with these people. Now, I bought a book and I looked at it and I familiarized myself. It requires this many people to play with unless I roll for every single one of the characters. Now I'm talking like I'm all the other characters. My personality does not allow me to fake the actual sportsmanship, the theater of people playing D&D. Like Jarlaxle being redonkulous in every argument, and I look at him. Yeah. Hopefully, yeah. Very flamboyant. I'm just gonna outright say he's like a dry. He's flamboyant. It's hard to say they're dry. Like personality check. LGB. Yeah. go for that Oath of Devotion melee item that I can use them to really just tank everything. Calliope, get that pull from people in front, and that's like just one column. It's one line or it's two people. If I put it in the middle, I can do solid stuff, tanking with those two, but I think it's just the ones in the front. Everybody in the formation in front of them. Now, it's just the weirdness of hearing how the actual stuff is done. Song of Protection. It's man 130 temporary HP when injured with a... Oh, that's okay, that's cool. But the outgoing ability is the Bardic Inspiration, not the Clerics. Increases the damage of the champions in the column in front of Calliope by 187.9%. That's 100 and... That's a lot of points. That's one level of your damage. Full, I mean, he has 11.5. That's 32. Right? No, that's 22. 23 Q damage. 5, 2, 1. It's just taking the same number. It's 2, 2. Oh, it's 10, 2, 2, 3. Yeah, Q. Right there is the difference between thinking in one sense to someone thinking in another sense. Now, I'm intuitive. I'm an INTJ. I need the ISTJs to survive in some of these arguments outright. And that's because I keep getting messed with in my head by like all the psychosis. So to even classify somebody if they're psychosis. Now, if you had clones of yourself, you totally do it. I know what that is. Yeah. Then I got confused. So it's this thing. No! Increasing the damage vulnerable, I mean, damage shields, is it whole damage shields or whole damage shields to the tank? Because it just seems like I should just use College of Valor every time. Like, I mean, if I do this, I can do this build with, like, these characters, though. The Crow, it's the math skill that kills them. It's like a giant wind pile. You know, if I do this, it makes complete sense. It's the equivalency of someone going, if I move this right here, I can do this. And now that's easy to do, it's in my hands. It's like all my parts of my brain is going to talking instead of thinking. Now I'm trying to think and I'm reading a book and all of a sudden the voice in my head is just wildly quiet. And it's not just wildly quiet, it feels like it's being pulled back like by brown cloth. No, I'm thinking. It's like I yeah. I took a poop one time. I was a rat. I was a little tiny rat up the streets of the alleyways of NYC, and I pooped. It was a bloody stool. I couldn't win this argument. It was the most weird thought I ever had. Now, it takes a while for Delina to get her levels up all the way. You know. Now, when I looked at this video game, I immediately imagined them as real people. And that's just how I keep getting forced in every situation to do stuff, because I would just be chilling out doing like a high-paying job where I just go out and do stuff every now and then. Said I'm mentally ill, disability. I imagine Bruno is like tripping out like in his place doing what I was just saying, like familiarizing yourself with D&D by playing with himself. He just got a girlfriend or something, someone who had nothing to do. Like, let me invite you to play D&D. That's not bad. And they just went and played D&D to themselves. They need all the other players, but they're doing like a build that literally just helps those two people out. Yeah, I do buffs and I get leveled up. Now I level this person up. When I argued in a weird argument, it's just him going, I am superior. In the position of it's my good. It's like the equivalency of watching the most... I mean, it's not like it's not bad. People do that all the time. It's just me going, I'm judging. Now, how do I'm going, I can see how I could do that from the position of just viewing the actual person. For me to know that when you get more people, it's like, well, I mean, like, you have to get more people to play D&D. Yeah. We're playing in good mode. Now there was Crow fighting us in Orkin mode over there. Or the DnD champions one for like Portland or Vancouver, Canada. Yep, there's like 6, 9, 12, something like that teams. Yeah. 90 being able about it. There's one DM playing the same campaign with an army of DMs. I think I watched this on like Absurd ABSERD on YouTube, the internet. Like something kind of similar to that. The Tiefling Warlock Wolf ran off with all the money. Well, yeah. But yeah, thinking wise, it's just you gotta look at your classes and your race. Check the point bonus that you get out of it. And then do the math calculations on your calculus curve of your damage points and your roll. Which in reality is just the frequency of looking at a chart, going, if I do this much damage and I roll this, I succeed in doing the activity, but I still have the damage. But if I roll with this for a buff or something, I can get more damage. There's a chance like you can roll like 5 times. 3, 2 times. It's fine with me. But it's like, you gotta roll for the initiative, doing the action point of attacking your round. The skill and the required amount. If it fails or not, that's pretty punishing. If it fails, it's like it takes 2 points and I get 10 or something. That nonsense of just saying X anymore. Like it's the formation. So like we're sitting at this table. If we're doing this in like a formation, because it's our long powers, it keeps us in logic of how we're doing it. Like the play of the campaign. If my character gets the most points from being in the back of the formation according to this book, then I should move over this way. Now it's fun to do when it's like, okay, so Bruno and Celeste doing this, Joe Laxel joined because he was just online, he was doing like the playing of it. And Eli was like, I'll do this, I have nothing to do, I'm a paladin, I can do it. Seems like the easiest one. Now I'm just tanking everything, so they're getting down on it. They got Calliope, and then eventually, Cole, knowing that it was a Shara, in the first round of this, which is an Akaka, the flying board one. I can't get their multiplicative stack for doing the flying high thing that they're doing. They're just so expensive in comparison to Cole. It just kills me. That's one of those things that I'm not getting, because they were sorcerer, and this is a clear. I mean, it's probably that. It's the fact that they were sorcerer. They can hit multiple enemies, but Delina, is a sorcerer too. Or a wizard, or some variant of the same thing. And it could just be their race alone. But for me, it's the table when I'm watching everybody on DnD going, this is where I spawned in the formation because I'm new to the game. But to maximize this actual, formation of people who are now playing together for fun, we need to rearrange this table for 2 seconds. My Kroll, lawful evil cleric total, is sitting right there in the center of the formation, knowing that he is usually where Bruno is. Bruno's where Naeli is. Naeli's in the front. Joaxel's where Minx is. Minx is where Delina is. Calliope is where Joaxel is, or even where she is right now. And, well, Delina is where Celeste is. Celeste is where Cole is. The original statement in the center of the thing. For them to be in real life actual people will role play in the video game D&D. Like, this is my fictional persona. My fake version of me doing an actual action. This fantasy setting. Fun. This is how I'm playing. I have all these options. I mean, you guys are kind of lame. I want to smoke the weed or drink some beer or something. If I drink all this beer, I won't be able to do the math at all. It's the easiest way to do this. You're at a party, no one knows what to do. Oh, you're not drunk. You've been holding that beer this whole time? I just sipping it down. You've been sipping it. I've watched you been drinking it. It's just empty. It's what? But, when they move in the actual table in real life, you have to go, is there, like, psychology, sociology changing? Imagining a tiny 5 foot Asian man with a PhD doing this like I'm playing D&D with like a few other people who are all white, wearing that like vampire like velvet robe, like cloak, with like that black satin dress with like that spider web over their chest if it's a female, and a few other people. Like the Mad Wolves just going, I have black hair and I'm smoking a joint at them or something. That's how they've been pretty much doing it. I'm going, it's really just because you're like the nerdy male, I'm smart, but I'm not able to, or even that you're not able to, but you have a defect somehow. I'm not judging myself, but I can see it. To where it's like I'm watching a middle-aged stand-up comedian who's a woman. You hit one demographic and it's sad middle-aged women. But you can see the fun of it just being, a psychology thing. It's all here. Just go pick a friggin' book. Can you imagine them all just yelling that at somebody randomly? Like me just going, well, I'm not. No, I have to actually search him with name, Eli. Then we'll move to the left. Be easier to do this. I have to move the total guy. Not being ridiculous about how I do this. I mean, everyone who's Delino's not there yet. I have to actually do the actual thing. Just Warlock's in the back of the board. It's back to the actual. Well, I get the focus relax so Eli and them all getting up and the shield, the rally going on. On Battle Cry seems like the easiest one to do. You get rid of it later. Because, to be honest, at this point, you have the gold find from the Fable, which is the weirdest thing to argue in this entire argument of like psychology and sociology. So, if I play as lawful good, I get more Fable. But if I play as evil, I don't get Fable. Technically, it's not good or bad. It's if you're lawful or chaotic. Now, that's wild. It's pretty cool, but I like that. So if you're neutral, you have to... Like, the neutrals get this stuff, but you're fighting in the Geneva Convention in Switzerland. Yeah, we're neutral, so we're just not here. What are you doing as a D&D campaign? Skiing? I guess I could. This story... Yeah, this story... This is a crazy conversation because of that passive, yeah. So we'll talk about it. That whole Baylor, that's pretty interesting to see how they are going to react to. They have to actually decide, no, Goblin's Fae, this is what I was wanting to do. I need to go over here to a journal. Okay, that's somewhere. Journal. Yeah. Could have gone there at the same time. That's not right. Production. Enemies. Go through here. It shouldn't be too hard to find a goblin. Okay, so it's a humanoid. Yeah. That's what's it. True specialization. Well, relax now. Is the Lord of Alaska. So I just want to da. If I'm getting rid of them, it's like, I should do that for piracy. I have like one. Yeah, it's a little bit more gold to pay off my move. Like, get your money's worth. Yeah, though it's one of those things with D&D campaign where it's like I can just use this one person to do all the activity I need in the actual D&D campaign. But I'm looking at that table, like I played Monopoly with my family. I saw friends come by to play Monopoly. It ends friendships, someone says. Yeah, yeah, that. Someone's like, that makes so much sense to me. I can see my life. I know what it is. It's a simulation. I'm telling you right now. It's a real thing either way, but like, I mean, it's different. Mm. It's just so emotional. Yeah. But like D&D, when you're actually being a flamboyant like Joel Axel, or any of the actual characters like Bruno, Elena, Minx, Mako, Calliope, Cole, Bruno, Joel Axel, that table move. Well, I was sitting next to this person, I felt more comfortable, and this is my alignment and all that stuff I was doing. I don't know what happened, but they started to go from lawful good to chaotic neutral. It's like, let's take. He's a neutral good, Bruno. Like, he started to become a chaotic neutral because he wasn't making the same thing. But let's just argue that they were sitting next to Celeste because they were boyfriend and girlfriend, to she's now sitting across from him. Like, for confrontation. We don't know the backstory if they were playing at home. They were doing it. Literally just said, "What? I'm way too interested in your life in the position of not actually being interested at all." Like, I'm curious about this stuff. Like, what do you do? Or to just be mixed in with everybody else. Like, there are two people rocking purple on the board, or three if we argue that. But we're all going like I have a swing ready. So you guys were costumes and all that? I mean, I guess. We're getting into the activity of playing as this person. I'm just going, you guys have to spend money to do that. I mean, I can. I can't. I can't. So that's what I did with like an actual high-paying job, which is a job. I just had money. I just didn't care. Yeah, I wore a hoodie. I walked into the naughtiest demographic in one argument until I go, it's not even them being that naughty. They're playing the video game and having fun. I'd much just rather go play like some LAOP in the park with the foam swords. Like the baseball bats that are foam, but they're like softer. Yeah, I'm on my medieval knight armor, but I'm having some fun fighting all these people in a giant public park that we scheduled an event for. That's pretty cool. I mix it with my D&D campaign for spiciness. That's clever, I like it. Yeah, I feel like I'm in immediately. I have to get more coffee. It's crazy to think of that guy from it's Pennywise, chapter the new movie. Yeah, he's a pharmacist. He looks like this. He's playing D&D. But why aren't you buying both control? stupidest argument meta. You know, being a bull's not that bad. In the position of actually arguing it in a modern time. Someone just says it's periods. Seriously? Is that it? Yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, you could just, like,